They thought I was rich, till I introduced them to my parents. When Tyler started dating Amber, he thought he'd found love. But Amber's family didn't just want him, they wanted his money. They thought he was hiding wealth. So Tyler introduced them to his parents, and what happened next? Left everyone at the table. Stunned, Tyler never thought of himself as impressive. He was a 29-year-old IT specialist living in Chicago. He loved video games, coding, and black coffee. He worked for a growing cloud software firm that paid him decently enough to live comfortably, eat out occasionally, and save up for the future. But he wasn't rich. Not by any means. His parents, Marco and Linda, lived in the suburbs. They ran a food stall across from a local community college, selling grilled meats, rice boxes, dim sum, and boba tea from a converted trailer. They worked long hours. The business. It wasn't flashy, but it paid the bills. Tyler loved visiting on weekends to help out and sneak free snacks. Then came Amber. She was vibrant, outgoing, beautiful. Tyler met her at a mutual friend's dinner party and was surprised when she sat beside him. He assumed she was just being polite until she gave him her number. They began dating soon after. Amber worked as a junior accountant at a startup and lived with her family in a small apartment with her parents, her younger brother Devin, and her cousin Marissa. It was tight living, but Amber never complained. She told Tyler her family had been struggling financially for years. Her dad had a work injury that ended his warehouse job, and her mom cleaned houses part-time. Amber, the oldest in the household, paid most of the bills. Tyler admired that. It wasn't easy being the responsible one. The more he got to know her, the more he felt lucky. She was kind, funny, and selfless. But then, the requests began. It started innocently. One night after dinner, Amber hesitated. "Hey, this is awkward," she said, "but could I ask you a favor? Our electric bill's overdue and my brother messed up the payment. It's like $90. I hate asking, but I'll pay you back." Tyler didn't hesitate. "No worries," he said, happy to help. He didn't even think about the money again. A week later, "Hey, Devins, school needs field trip money. Can I send you the link to pay directly?" Then came groceries, a doctor visit, a surprise birthday party for her little cousin. Each time Amber apologized, and each time Tyler brushed it off. He liked helping. It felt good to support someone he cared about. But what Tyler didn't realize was that Amber wasn't the only one getting used to it. At a barbecue at Amber's house, her aunt cornered him near the grill. "You're the tech guy, right?" she said, giving him a wink. "That Silicon Valley paycheck must be fat." Tyler laughed awkwardly. "What?" "Not Silicon Valley. Just regular, I'm comfortable, not loaded." But the way she smiled told him. She didn't believe it. Then Amber's mom chimed in. "You're not just it," she said proudly. Amber said, "Your parents own a business. You're probably rich and just humble about it." Tyler shook his head. "My parents run a food trailer." But again, no one listened. That night, Amber pulled him aside. "I told them your parents have a business. I didn't say they were rich." Tyler paused. "They seem to think I'm some millionaire." Amber smiled sheepishly. "They're just excited. They want to believe we're in good hands." Tyler let it go. But he was starting to feel something shift. The following month, it escalated. Amber's cousin Marissa texted Tyler out of nowhere. "Hey, this is random, but can you help us out with our internet bill? My aunt said you might." Tyler blinked. At his phone, since when was he the designated bill payer? He replied politely. "Sorry, I think you should ask Amber directly." No response. The next day, Amber messaged him. "Hey, I heard about the internet bill thing. Sorry, my family just gets desperate sometimes. I thought you wouldn't mind." That word they stood out. It wasn't Amber asking anymore. It was everyone else. Her mom called him once while Amber was in the shower. "Tyler, I was wondering, do you know anyone who could help Marissa find a job? Maybe you have something at your company?" Another time, they needed $200 for emergency car repairs. Then someone's phone bill. Then a deposit for someone's apartment. And when Tyler hesitated, Amber would suddenly get quiet, cold. One night she said, "I'm just stressed. You don't know what it's like to carry a whole family. Sometimes I wish I had your life." Tyler wanted to defend himself, to remind her that he worked hard, that his parents worked even harder, that he wasn't some rich kid with a bottomless account. But instead, he just said, I get it, 'cause part of him did. That's when Amber started pushing to meet his parents at first. It sounded sweet. You always visit them on Sundays. Can I come with you sometime? But then it got specific. What exactly do they do with the business? Do they have employees, an office? Or is it just like passive income now? Do they have savings or investments? My dad wants to talk to them about something. Tyler raised an eyebrow. Why does your dad want to talk to my parents about money? Amber hesitated. He's just curious. Said maybe your dad could mentor him or help him with a small venture. Tyler's chest tightened. This wasn't curiosity. This was strategy. Amber finally admitted honestly. They're starting to question the relationship. They think you're hiding something, they're saying. If we're serious, they should meet your parents. Tyler stared at her. They'll break us up if I don't introduce them to my very not rich parents. Amber looked down. Hey, just want to know what your family's like. Tyler smiled, but it wasn't kind. It was tight, controlled. Then let's introduce them. Tyler called his parents that evening. He didn't sugarcoat it. Dad. Amber's family wants to meet you. They think you guys are like successful restaurant moguls or something. I've told them the truth, but they're not hearing it. His mom laughed. You mean they think we're rich? His dad snorted. That's a first. They're obsessed with meeting you, Tyler said. They think I'm hiding how wealthy we are. I know this is awkward, but can we set up a dinner? Linda was quiet for a second, then said, We'll be ourselves. I'll see what real life looks like. Tyler booked a Saturday dinner at a casual Korean BBQ joint halfway between the city and his parents' suburb. Nothing fancy, but not too cheap. It's neutral ground. When the day arrived, Amber showed up in a dress, heels, and designer bag. Her mom wore pearls. Her dad had on a pressed blazer. Her brother Devin even slicked his hair back. Tyler's parents arrived in what they always wore: jeans, sneakers, and light windbreakers. His mom still had faint grease spots on her shirt from lunch rush. His dad had his usual grill master. Tan from standing outside their cart all day, Amber's family's smiles faltered the moment they walked in. Tyler saw it. The flicker of disappointment, of confusion, of wait. This isn't what we expected. He waited for it to play out. They sat down. The waiter poured tea. Ordered meat sizzled on the grill. Then Amber's dad leaned in. So Marco, he said, tell us about the business. What's your model? Are you looking to expand or franchise? Tyler's dad smiled. Not really. It's just me and Linda. We grill meat, make dumplings, and serve college students all day. Amber's mom blinked. Wait, you don't own a chain? Nope, Linda said cheerfully. It's just a street cart. It's a good one, but nothing big. Silence. Amber's dad coughed. But Amber said, You've had the business for 15 years. You must be sitting on savings. Or property? Linda shook her head. We rent the trailer space and make enough to get by, that's all. Tyler didn't speak. He just watched Amber's family crumble. Right there at the table. It wasn't anger. It was disappointment. Had built this fantasy that Tyler was the golden goose. His family would upgrade theirs. Amber sat frozen, her face pale. Her mom leaned in, her voice sharp now. So you've been lying? Tyler finally spoke. I've been saying this the entire time. Y'all just didn't want to hear it. Dinner ended awkwardly. Amber's parents left quickly, barely saying goodbye. Her dad mumbled something about miscommunication. Her mom looked like someone had stolen her retirement plan. Amber stayed behind. She sat across from Tyler in the now empty restaurant, stirring her tea with a spoon she wasn't using. They're upset, she said quietly. Tyler didn't respond. Amber glanced up. They just thought your family was different. Tyler looked her straight in the eye. They thought we were rich. Thought I was their solution. Amber flinched. That's not fair. He leaned forward. Amber, for months, I've been covering bills, paying for parties, helping with things that had nothing to do with us. I did it because I cared about you, not because I'm some ATM. Amber's voice cracked. I didn't mean for it to get like that, but it did, Tyler said. And not once did you tell them to stop. Not once did you say, hey, Tyler's not rich. You let them believe it because it made things easier. She wiped at her eyes. You don't understand what it's like. Always worrying if your family's going to have electricity next week. I just wanted to help them. Tyler nodded slowly. I do understand. But here's what you don't understand. I wanted to help you, not be used by your entire family. Amber looked down. Her silence was louder than anything she could have said. They didn't talk for a week. No texts. No calls. Not even a meme then. One night, Tyler got a message. I'm sorry for all of it. My parents were wrong. I was wrong too. I didn't protect you from them. You were kind to us, and we took advantage of that. He stared at the screen for a long time. No anger, no resentment, just exhaustion. He thought about replying. Something kind, or clever, sharp. Instead, he typed, I hope things get better. I'm moving forward, and hit send. That was the last time they spoke. Tyler never asked for the money back. He didn't want it. What he did want was peace, and that finally he had. It took Tyler a while to fully process everything that happened. The relationship, the money, the false assumptions, the subtle manipulation. But most of all, the feeling of being valued not for who he was, but for what people thought he had. He went back to visiting his parents every Sunday. Back to the simple food cart, the smell of grilled meat in the air, and the regular students, waving as they passed by. One afternoon, as he was handing out bubble tea cups, his mom leaned over and said, You okay, hun? He nodded. Just thinking. About her. She asked. Tyler smiled faintly. About a lot of things. Used to think I wasn't good enough for people, that I had to become something more to be loved. But now I realize, if people don't see your worth unless you're handing them money, they were never looking at you in the first place. His mom beamed, pride swelling in her eyes. You've always been enough, Tyler. You just forgot for. A while that night, he helped his dad close up the cart. They loaded the cooler, locked up the cash box, and watched the last student disappear into the evening. Simple, honest, real. Months passed. Tyler started dating again. But this time with boundaries. He became more cautious, not with his heart, but with how much of himself he gave away for free. And something funny happened. The more he leaned into who he really was, humble, grounded, hardworking, the more he attracted people who actually valued. That one woman, Mia, didn't blink when he said his parents sold Siamese and iced tea from a trailer. She asked to try it. She even helped serve during a rush, and Tyler realized the right people don't care if you're wealthy, they care if you're real. He never heard from Amber again, but sometimes when a new Venmo request pops up on his phone, whether from a friend, a bill, or a delivery app, he smiles. Because now, he decides who gets access to his generosity. Tyler wasn't rich, but he was loyal, kind, generous, and for Amber's family. That was more than enough to turn him into a human ATM. But when they finally met the truth, his parents, his values, his real life, they didn't just walk away disappointed. They lost the one thing you can't fake, a good person. What do you think? If someone's family kept asking you for money and treated you like a walking wallet, would you keep the relationship going? Or would you introduce them to the real version of your life and let them decide if you were ever enough? Let me know in the comments.